In this video, you are going to learn how to take supply and demand trading setups while using the support and resistance areas as kind of a liquidity trap setup, just like you are seeing on this trade on Bitcoin. Let's get right into this video. So looking at this trade on Bitcoin here, you can see we had a very nice rally base drop area of supply. It removed demand from down below. You can see pretty good basing. I love this move away. Look how strong that move away. That is very, very key for trading supply and demand zones. We need to see a strong move away. We don't want to see a little bitty move away. We want to see a nice, strong move away, and we did get that here. Not only that, we did have a downward trend line that was removed. That is why we pulled back into that supply zone on the 4-hour chart. Now I want to make it very clear, according to the weekly chart, the weekly trend was up. So this was a counter trend trade, which made this a little bit more risky, but it doesn't mean you can't trade counter trend. I'm just pointing out that it was a counter trend setup. But what I liked about this setup specifically is the fact that we had a clear area of resistance right here first. So actually the zone was created. If we ignore all this price action over here, we created a clear resistance area before price pushed down. And then not only that, we proved that there was a resistance area because once we came back up to the resistance zone, we reacted off of it, which gave this resistance zone or resistance line, whatever you like to call it, a second touch. And I know from my experience, I haven't really traded support and resistance, but from what I understand, with support and resistance, we like to trade like the second and the third touches, which is really, it really stood out to me, right? As a clear area of resistance right before our real supply. Does support and resistance trading work? I'm not here to bash support and resistance trading. I'm just saying that it seems to work out as far as when there's a supply zone above a resistance or vice versa, right? Let's say we have a demand zone down here, and then there's a clear support area right before the zone. Usually you will see a move like that. Not always, but it's just some sort of extra confluence I like to have in my supply and demand trading, and I'm hoping you guys can use it here as well. So again, we created it here, pushed down, reacted off of it again, broke the downward trend line, came in for a third test, kind of respected it a bit, but then we shot up into our zone. If you look, it was very close to, breaking the supply zone. But typically when we trade supply and demand, we don't just enter at the zone with a stop loss right here. We usually like to give it a little wiggle room before and a little wiggle room after. So you would have been absolutely fine. And we simply targeted the low of price here. So the overall risk reward was over a 3-to-1 trade on this Bitcoin trading setup. Now, why do these support and resistance trap liquidity areas, why do they work? What is the logic behind it? Let me break it down for you guys right now. So the logic behind it is the retail traders are trading support and resistance. If you just Google, common trading strategy, what's a trading strategy I can apply in the markets? Support and resistance is going to be a pretty popular one. And again, I'm not here to bash support and resistance. I'm sure there are many profitable support and resistance traders, but again, I just use them as areas to look to trade above or below them. But why do these work? Well, for this example, we have, let's say traders, so they saw the second touch, then they draw their resistance box and they want to trade the support resistance area. Maybe their risk reward tool looks something like this, where they're trading the zone like that. So what that means is they are shorting right here and their stop loss is right here. But obviously for a shorting setup, your stop loss isn't a sell, it's a buy, which means they are technically buying up here. And then when we short at our supply zone, we are selling, right? So we are selling to the people buying. So not only is it, are we stopping out, we're trapping the breakout traders who are trading the breakout of the resistance area. We are also getting our sell orders filled from the people who have their stop losses, which are buy orders. So to make it more clear for maybe some of the beginners that don't understand shorting, maybe some people don't. Let's say we have the demand zone down here like I was showing you, and then the support and resistance traders are trading at this support area like this. Their stop losses are like right here, right at our zone pretty much, right? If they give it a bigger wiggle room, it's right at our zone, right? So when they are buying the support area, they're selling right into where we are buying at our demand, right? So it's kind of like they think the demand is here, the real demand is actually down below. That is kind of the logic behind this Bitcoin trade, and pretty much all support resistance trap liquidity areas. You can do the same thing with like flag patterns and stuff. I haven't really tested it out, but this is just one way to just add extra confluence to your trade. And this trade was actually called out from the weekly Sunday live stream forecast that we do when we analyze Bitcoin. And here's a clip of me breaking down the trade before it took place, unlike most traders here. Here's the clip. Is the supply zones up here. We had a downward trend line right here as well. That trend line was removed. No demand though. So this is a tricky chart. I'm going to make the supply a little bit bigger here. Don't want to do that, but we have to. A little bit of a resistance area here as well. So I don't mind the supply zone short up here at the 100,579 on Bitcoin. Definitely a decent setup just on its own. And then if that zone can get removed in the 4-hour chart, then if you want to trade alongside myself and the community, join the Diamond membership for exclusive access to our daily market breakdown videos and catch trades like these. Plus, dive deep with our full-length forecast covering 26 plus markets, our interactive Sunday Zoom sessions, and personal homework to sharpen your strategy. And you'll also join our private Discord group for direct access to me and unlock a complete library of A to Z video lessons to master supply and demand trading. Don't miss out. Let's level up your trading. Links in the description down below. So looking over here on gold, we had another great example. So on gold, we had a nice base drop supply zone, single candle basing. Yes, that is fine when it comes to supply and demand trading. Beautiful move away, arguably better than the one on the Bitcoin trading setup, but nonetheless, a beautiful basing, nice move down, similar to the Bitcoin trade. We pushed up, almost hit the zone, created a clear resistance area, and fell. So at this point, I had the resistance box right there. I know there's a lot going on in this chart right now, so I'm going to try to get rid of some stuff. But that was the resistance area. And then we, unlike Bitcoin, we didn't come up for a second touch, which really indicated there was resistance. We came in for the second touch right as we hit this supply zone. And that was a beautiful 4-hour supply zone trade. So a very, very similar setup to Bitcoin. Remember, when you guys are becoming professional traders and you want to trade for a living or try to become profitable traders, you have to take the exact same trading setups over and over again. And this is almost identical to the Bitcoin trading setup. You have the supply, the resistance trap area, and then the liquidity area right here, right into our supply zone. Boom. What a trade from that zone. And that was also called out in my weekly Forex forecast. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel if you want to watch my weekly Forex forecast videos so you can catch trades like this when I call them out in the weekly Forex forecast that I release every single Saturday at 3:30 a.m. Eastern time. Now, obviously, not all of them work. Here's an example of a losing trade we had because I don't pretend to win every single trade. But this is another classic example. We had our supply zone up here. Is another rally, base, drop. Same thing as the other zones I just pointed out. Beautiful move down. Picture perfect in my opinion. Not as good of a resistance area here, but it was a clear area where price was reacting off of in my opinion. I will say it's not as good as and as clear as that resistance area, so this was not as clear in my opinion. However, it was a resistance area in my opinion, and it did qualify as a trap / liquidity supply zone trade. So same thing, shorts up here at our supply zone stop loss, above resistance trap setup, but this one was a losing trade. So not all of them are going to be winners, guys. It's just, again, it's an extra confluence that you can add in your trading to just give you extra confidence, right? I know some of you guys probably struggle to pull the trigger sometimes, and that's fine. But when you see this after this video, hopefully you guys are understanding the significance of it and where you can use it. These are all over the place, and it's really nice to add it to your trading setup. But again, remember, it's not a holy grail. There is no holy grail. The holy grail trading system is whatever system that works for you. So it's just something that you guys can kind of add into your trading to give you more confidence. But with that being said, if you guys have any questions about this at all, do not hesitate to leave a comment. I respond to all comments. I don't mind helping you guys out. And as always, check out the Diamond membership if you want to get my daily market breakdown videos where I basically do a forecast every single day. Follow me on Instagram at FXTelepath. Follow me on X at FXTelepath. I do a lot of trade breakdowns on those apps. With that being said, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys for watching this video. Make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.